everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And after all the madness and craziness that's been going on in this country and around the world, I figure we go a little light on our Friday together. And it's not great news. It's not, news that we want to hear, especially if you're a Rolling Stones fan. But the first thing I'd like to do is wish a happy belated birthday to the great Keith Richards, the man that we have pictured here, 82 years old. And if that goes to show, if that proves anything, I guess it means drugs aren't all that bad. I mean, this is a guy, think about it, since the 60s, early to mid 60s, he's been hitting it hard. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, it's right there. And he's still kicking. And you got people who, they're vegans and they jog 10 miles a day and they don't touch alcohol. They don't smoke. They won't even be around you if you do anything, that they deem unhealthy. This guy proves that, fuck it. I'm going to smoke, drink, heroin, coke, 8 balls here, 8 balls there, peyote, DMT. We're going to do it all. And he's still alive and kicking. But the news of the day that came out yesterday was the fact that the Rolling Stones have called off plans for a 2026 stadium tour scheduled to hit the United Kingdom and various parts of Europe. A source close to the band confirmed yesterday, following reports that the aforementioned Keith Richards was unable to, quote unquote, commit to the tour. Now, there hasn't been an official announcement. The group's spokesman recently told the press in the UK that the band has nearly completed a new album. And they were planning a tour in the UK and Europe, as we said. But Richards, who turned 82 yesterday, is said to be unable to commit to the rigors of another tour, which I completely understand. Reports about live dates in recent years have shown that he has faced major challenges with arthritis. And if you play guitar, and I'm not saying that I'm good, but if you play guitar, you know that your fingers, you're basically doing this all day long. It catches up to you. It just does. And the guy's 82 years old, remember. And these long battles of arthritis are taking their toll. Now, he's called the arthritis or this condition benign, but he has said that it's forced him to change his playing style, which, I don't know. I guess it sucks. Maybe the songs don't come out as right. I've seen the Rolling Stones 4 times, but it was always in the late 80s when I was 15 years old. I saw them at Shea Stadium. And the last time I saw them was in 1997, 2 shows at Giant Stadium. That was the Bridges of Babylon. That was almost 30 years ago. Jesus Christ. Now, Richards it's reported, was in fine form during a brief 3-song performance at the Soho Sessions in New York last month. But it's quite a different task to ask for a multi-country, multi-week tour. A world tour for the Rolling Stones is probably like 6 months, maybe more. And it seems that Keith has told the band during discussions that he is not committed and wasn't keen on a big stadium tour. Now, The Sun on Monday quoted this as saying from a unidentified spokesman, when they properly sat down to discuss the tour, Keith said he didn't think he could commit and wasn't keen on big stadium tours for the next 4 months. An unnamed spokesman also added that the band were looking forward to a tour early this year, but couldn't make it work either. It's hard for the fans, but the Stones will be back on stage when they're good and ready, end quote. Now, the Rolling Stones have been touring for nearly every year since the early 2000s. The itineraries have been getting smaller and smaller, and the principals of the band are unfortunately dwindling. Jagger's 82. Ron Wood is 78. Richards, as we know, is just turned 82. And, of course, the great original drummer Charlie Watts passed away in the year 2021. And so, I mean, do they sound different? No, but it's not the original lineup that we all knew and love. The band's recent tour, the Hackney Diamonds jaunt, named after the most recent album, was spread over 20 North American dates across 3 months. Now, people may say, well, all they're doing is singing on stage. Let me tell you something. I spoke to, I know a lady who sang backup for Meatloaf. And Meatloaf toured all around the world. It's the singing, yeah, you got to put up a lot of energy on that stage. But what she told me was it's the travel. The travel kills you. She told me the flight from Tokyo to Melbourne, Australia is fucking awful. And yeah, you're on a private jet and yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's still the jet lag, the timing, you're still in a fucking tube. And you're still in that tube for like 15, 16 fucking hours. It's not easy. And these guys are 82 years old. They're in their 80s. It's kind of ridiculous that they're still making records. But it's great. Good for them. A new album also appears to be on track for release next year. The Stones are working, I guess they're going to work until they drop. Jagger told Variety magazine last year, I knew that Andy Watts, their new producer, and I could work together as soon as we met. He is such an infectious enthusiasm and work ethic now. Plus, he's a great musician too. We immediately clicked, and I thought it would be a tough job. He turned a tough job into fun and easy for everyone. So it seems like they're working with younger people now. They're being injected with more energy. They certainly don't need the money. But they can't do any of this. I mean, they could, I guess. But you really can't do any of this without Richards, right? I mean, the lead singer, if the Rolling Stones lost Mick Jagger, it's over. Could they replace Keith Richards? Richards, our lead guitarist, replaceable? We've seen it before. The only band that you couldn't replace the lead guitarist was Van Halen, obviously. But Bon Jovi replaced Sambora. You know, there are probably countless other bands who, Fleetwood Mac made the terrible mistake of firing Lindsey Buckingham, who's one of the most underrated guitar players in history. And they don't sound the same. Will the Stones sound the same? I don't know. I don't think they're going to risk it. I think that, as they say, all good things come to an end. And this might be not the end now, but possibly the beginning of the end. How long can these guys go? How many more tours can they do? We love them. We don't want to see them go away. And I saw a couple of clips of them on stage. They still sound great. Mick is shaking his ass like he's 26. All right, maybe not 26, 66, but that's still better than me. But at some point, the body tells the mind it's over. The body tells the heart and the mind it's over. And I think for Keith, it's coming because he's again, those fingers are probably so fucked up. But we wish them well, and we wish Keith a happy birthday. We love the Stones. I love the Stones. I've been a fan of them since I was a kid. I think they're the greatest British rock band. Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath are up there. I think they surpassed the Beatles long time ago. And they evolved from the Beatles. And the Stones, as they market themselves as the biggest rock band in the world, that's what they are. They got the riffs, they got the songs, they got, Jagger doing this. They're unforgettable. And if you've never seen them in concert, if you're able to see them on this next tour, go check them out. They're fun. They're great fun. And there's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friends, Satan is always busy, and he made his presence known this week. Be a man and have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. Have a good weekend, unless something crazy happens.